Thank you for that, Jay. So today we're going to talk about the marine card and the access management system. Yes. So let's start off over. Craig, can you actually hear me better now? Renee, I think you sent a thing through to say you couldn't hear properly either. Just send me a note to say that you're okay. If you wouldn't mind. Yeah, okay, great, awesome. All right, so let's start with this presentation. If you've got any questions, click them through on the side there, and I'll answer them straight away for you if I can. First things first, bit of background on the marine card system. So the marine card come along before the access management system, but marine card is an industry-specific work health and safety induction program. When we bought this out from the BIA, won some really good awards, safety leadership and safety award back in 2011. Also, we saw a reduction in industry accidents through WorkCover between the years of 09 and 14. The system, the marine card system, has seen some really good updates over the years. We had a really big update back in September 2015 to the access card management system, the AMS system, where you can do all the training online now. Initially, when the program started, it was classroom type inductions, which we still can do, the classroom type of inductions, but now we're doing, we can do them online as well. So there's been grown over the years substantially. So, marine card steps. So for those that don't know about the marine card, a marine card holder will go online to do his induction, her induction. A marine card number is generated. A marine card profile is created on the marine card website. The marine card holder, as he's then known, he uploads his insurance documents and details onto his own profile. The marine card holder then completes his details online. So when you go to the skills finder, you can find the particular marine card holder. If the marine card holder has dependencies, so what that means is if you have a business that you have 5 or 2 or 1 or however many people working for you, those people don't need to load up the insurance details directly to their own profile. They become a dependent. So your apprentice becomes your dependent. You just need to load your insurance details up to your own profile, and your apprentice it becomes a dependent of yours, and we just see that he shares your same insurance details. So it's very simple. You don't need to upload details in many different types of areas. The marine card induction itself, it's an online course through the marinecard.org.au website. It's valid for 5 years and it's $130 odd. So it's quite cheap over the course of 5 years. A refresher course comes along after a 5-year period at $70. Currently we have card holders in New South Wales, Western Australia, South Australia, Queensland and Victoria. Obviously, New South Wales is probably the biggest state with card holders. Rolled out here quite some time ago, and we're seeing good numbers and still growing on a daily basis of our card holders in New South Wales. So we're just really kicking off really well in Victoria, Queensland. South Australia has been in action for a while. It's a whole learning curve though, and it's a change of mind for all of these people to get on the marine cards. We also have face-to-face options for group sessions for the induction. That works really well. You sort of have 10 to 15 people that want to do the induction. It's a little bit longer in a face-to-face one, but it works out pretty good. Just need to talk to us about doing that, and we'll organise that. Marine card website. So we'll actually have a quick look at the marine card website shortly. But it's a marine card site itself is an open site. Anyone can log on to it and have a look around, look for skills. And it's also the place where a marine card holder will log in to log into their profile and update their profile where they need to. So the site holds the profiles for marine card holders. It's a self-managed profile. So your contact information, your insurance documents, expiries, and your archives. So previous insurance documents, they stay in the cloud, so you can refer back to them if you need to. They don't disappear. Beauty is, this happens a little bit with some of these guys, is when the expiry for the public liability, for instance, comes around, it will actually send them reminders to let them know that next month your policy is up for renewal, and tell them that it's cancelled. And at that point, when they go into an access management system and try to go through to the site, it'll tell them to report to the office because their insurance has expired if they haven't. Dependencies, we've spoken about dependencies. Marina profiles. So for a contractor that's going out to visit a marina, you can look at the marina profile to see what they're going to require, what sort of induction are they going to require. So if you've got a team of your card holders that are going to go to a marina and you need to know what is required from the marina before they get there, this is where all that is put in place. Now you can actually create a document that links all those induction documents to your marine card holders. So when you turn up to the marina, all those documents are in place and it's all been, so it's like a tailored contractor package at the touch of a button. Skill finder, you'll see how we do the skill finder on the website shortly, where you can see your person through the marine cards. Look, it's a great system to replace the signing book or the old Excel spreadsheet model, and you'll see why when we run through the back end of it as well. So this is the marine card website. I'll do it here. So this is an open site that you'll see. We can click on search. So we want to find, look at a menu here. So we can see what services this particular marina does, what areas they're in, and its contact phone number. If I wanted to, you'll see that they actually have their insurances in place, public liability, ship repairs, and workers' compensation, and you can go and view those documents. We look at an individual profile. Same sort of deal. He has a website, what he actually does, the guys that he has working for him. Now, with this though, these dependents are maintained by the card holder. So what we do ask of people is that they update that. Oh, am I fading out? Okay. Sorry, guys. You haven't heard the last 5 minutes, Brad. Okay, try again. Okay, so this is the, we're looking at a marine card holder now on the marine card website. This person, Stephen Callahan, shows what his website, shows what he does for a living, and shows his dependents. Now, I was just saying it's pretty important for you to, as a marine card holder, keep those dependents updated. So if you do have a dependent that leaves you, remember to take them off your marine card holder thing. So you can view in here marinas, so you might want to view here Delboras. You can view some of their documents. Let's move on to Skill Finder. So when we look in Skill Finder, you can search someone's name or search a type of service. So we might want to look for a marine surveyor, doesn't matter what area. And we'll find all the marine surveyors, and we can actually do it by particular area. We can do it North Sydney. And there they are. Same thing with a marina search. You can search marinas in particular areas, and these are all marinas that have the access management, or at least have a marine card holder. Info and resources. So you can, there's a quick start guide down here for setting up your marine card profile, or detailed guide to setting up your marine card profile and using the access management. This is where you're going to go onto the online work health and safety general induction and do the refresher. So if you get text a reminder to do your refresher, this is where you come to do it. And when you do the refresher, or even when you do the course, it's a case of when you jump on, you don't have to finish it once you go on, you can do it in sections. So the marine card holder can jump on and off as many times as they want to finish the course. And we always sort of say, well, that's something that they can do in their own time as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be done in the office computer, it can be done from their home computer. Contacts us for us. Now this is my profile for my card, so I'm logged in as me. I can view here my profile. Great looking picture. My contact phone number, and I have some dependencies on because of whatever reason. Public liability insurance for the BIA sits on my profile, so I can manage it. So I have some dependencies on there for me. We can go back to, we can edit the profile, change passwords. We can look at my documents, and you can see here there's a public liability document, and we can view that document. Or you can actually see there that it's an insurance value of $20 million, expiry date's that. But it's always good to check the document just to see what it actually is, to make sure it's a proper document. And that's the document that you should be able to see, the proper document loaded up there. This is where we upload the documents. So this is very important for the marine card holders to actually update and upload the documents. We can't do that from our end at the BIA. We don't get involved in uploading marine card holders' documents purely because it's a legal ramifications involved in it. So if someone's uploading a document, it's their responsibility to upload that document, not anybody else's. So we would go in here, we would select what sort of document it is, we choose the file. So the other trick with it is it doesn't work when you're on a tablet. It needs to be off your PC because you're uploading a document that's coming off a file. So go into the other details, expiry dates and insurance values, and that's where that's how that goes up there. Now there are some people that do struggle with that a little bit. Obviously we try and help where we can, but they do essentially need to do it themselves. We update or add dependents here. We can browse the marina sites and the other card holders. This is where you can change your tablet PIN as well. So when we go in to talk about access management system, see what we say about the tablet PINs. That's basically the marine card site. Okay? back to our slides. So access management system. The access management system is it's a point of entry for a marine card holder. So when you go to the site, there's basically a little tablet like you can see in the photo there, with a printer next to it. So it's a web-based system for managing the contractor's access and the work health and safety compliance for these guys, their insurance requirements and related recording hidden for the marina. Let's go to the next slide. How does the AMS work? Contractors key in their marine card number. So they've done their marine card course. They've been given a marine card number and a PIN to access the tablet. The AMS access management system will then check the web system profile for insurance, currency and value and monitors the site induction status and the specific restrictions on that person. Compliant marine card holder are then issued a high-vis wristband to wear whilst on site. So the first time a marine card holder goes to a site, they'll be told to refer to the office, because on each first visit, the marina needs to check the documents to ensure that they are current, that someone hasn't just loaded up the local Chinese menu and not actually a public liability document. Once that's checked off at your end, the next time that marine card holder comes to the site, they put their code in, their PIN in, and they'll be printed out a wristband straight away, and they just go on the site without question. In the background, there's the administration person at the venue will monitor the back end of the system. So at any stage, they can see who's logged on site at any one time. So we'll step through that in a little bit. Now the wristband is printed out, it's normally a fluoro colour, it has a date on it, that has their name on it, and essentially when you have any of your staff walking around the marina and you see someone working on the marina and they don't have a wristband, you then refer them to go up to the office before they continue their works. But that obviously means they haven't come through the front door and shouldn't be working on the marina at all. This is the venue admin interface, the VAI. So you'll see here that this is for the Cruising Yacht Club of South Australia. You'll see that we'll actually go in and have a look at this properly, but this is what you'll actually see. So you see who's on site, you'll see who's recently viewed the site, recently logged out, and there's a whole heap of other things. And what we're going to do, we'll just pop across onto screen sharing, and we'll go to this one. And this is the Cruising Yacht Club of South Australia, and this is what we would see. It's not actually, this is a bit of a dummy site. Essentially what you would see is people on site. So who's logged in, you can see their marine card holder name, the phone number, what gate they went through. Now you may have a site with multiple gates. You might want to know whether they've come through reception or they've gone through gate A or arm V or whatever you need to do. When they signed in, they can see what boat they're working on. They might want to say that they're working on a particular boat, and you can also log there what key they were issued. So they may have been issued a key or a fob to get onto a particular arm of the wharf, and you can log that key has been given to them. Recently logged out, you can just see who was logged out, and at some point you'll need to know whether they've returned that key. You might then also have a list of people that have been asked to report to the office, which is up here on the top right. And they're the ones that when they report to you, you'll click on their name and you'll find out why they need to report to the office. And it may be a case that you need to review their public liability insurance. So, for instance, I'm going to look here at our policy, the policy I have. I can just say here that I'm going to issue myself a key. Issue a key. See, I need a site induction. Needs a site induction. Okay, I've been given the induction. I'm now going to issue myself a key. Signed out. I'm signed in. Okay. Issue a key. and then we can put a short note here on what the key number is. We can then scroll down. We can see my public liability insurance here. We can view the document, and once we've viewed it, you then approve it. Okay. Very simple, and you can see all my details there. And I'm now signed into the site, and you can see here I'm signed in. If in the event of an emergency on site, we have the emergency manifest button up here on the top right. That will send a text message to everyone that is logged on site to tell them to leave the site immediately, make a safe passage off the marina, and go to whatever is being used in your site induction. This will direct you to everyone to leave the site. Works pretty well. Now, talking about sending SMSs, the other thing the system will do is in the back-end setup, when we talk about the venue, we go into venue profile. When we go down to here, it talks about the opening and closing hours for the site. So we can say send a closing time. So your site's closing at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. At 2:30 in the afternoon, it'll send everyone on site a text message to say the site is now closing. Please make your it's closing in half an hour. Please start packing up, or whatever the message is sent. But it will be sent 30 minutes before the selected closing time goes. Now in this profile, obviously name, you can put your logo in there, your emails, office phone. We can also do the induction content on the tablet. So they may need to sit there and read the induction on the tablet, and once that, or else you may actually want them to sign off on something completely different and actually have your staff run through the induction. What's your minimum insurance required? You can put this in here. It's up to you what number you want to put in there. Generally, it's $10 million. You can ask whether you want workers' compensation provided or not, ship repairs liability, and there's the other parts of that there, and that's all in there. Now, the gates, we talked about that before. You can add different gates. What that means is you need a tablet at each gate. Not many people run different gates as such. Job types. You may have a marina that has specific requirements where, for instance, cutting or hot works can't be done on your site without another ticket. Although you can actually say here what happens, like boat inspections or confined spaces. You might want to tell someone in confined spaces that they need to report to the office for a different type of induction. Welding, you might be allowed to do that on the marina, so you report to office. So there's details. See detailing here, there's no issue with that. So this is the condition is let's proceed. So if you're coming to log on to the site, you're going to detail a boat or print you out a wristband without any questions asked, and away you go. And you can set all of these job types yourself. You may not want to do this, but you can add different job types and you can take them away. You can edit what happens with it. That's really quite a flexible thing to do. Let's go in here to visitors. And we can see who's been to the site. So all these people, Snoopy the dog's been there, Goofy the Disney's been there, so it's cartoon characters, this one. You can also print a guest wristband, so if you do have someone coming on site that's not a marine card holder, but they may be on site to do maintenance, for instance, to the fuel bowsers, so they're not really marine-focused people, but you need them to have a wristband on so your staff know that they've actually come through reception. You can print them a wristband as a guest of the site. If you have another visitor that comes there quite often, but he might be there doing something that's not related to the boats as such, it's related to the marina, so there's no point in him doing the marine card program. You can add him as a visitor, and he gets a visitor's code, and he can type it in each time, and he will get printed a wristband as well. Reports. So there is some flexibility. You don't need to be a marine card holder to use it. There are a couple of different other ways of doing it. Reporting. You can see the visitors that are coming through, how many failed logins have happened, Obviously, this isn't an active site, so we're not going to see any true data here, but you will see the movement of people. You will see the amount of people coming through. You'll see people that aren't signing out. You can see that I haven't signed out here, and they sign out at the end. Automatically, they sign out at the end of the day either way, but you can pull them up if they're a serial offender. It is important to know that whether they're still on site or not. Visitation log, you can see how if there's any sort of issues there that I've logged in fine. Obviously, it's failed to print at one occasion there. You can do this over different periods of time. Now, print queue is, for instance, I'm sitting in the print queue now on the tablet. Once I've been approved, I then go approved for entry because I was just denied access because my insurance wasn't right. I've now gone to the office, they've now approved me. I go then back to the tablet and I just push a little button on the tablet, it's the FN button, function button, and it will print me out a wristband, and it just prints out what's next in the printer queue, which is my wristband. Skill Finder is very similar. It's basically what we were looking at before on the Marine Card, on the Marine Card website. You do have an admin portal. It's as simple as that. Okay. Any questions on that as such? We're all good there. I've got a couple more slides. Craig, how are you going? Can you hear me still? I'm trying to speak up, I'm getting sore throat. Okay, we'll keep going. So, good. So, we've been through the pricing for the Marine Card. How much is it for the access management system? Okay, so the package of the equipment for the access management system, it's $1,645 plus GST. What you get with that is a Samsung tablet. You get a TP link, which hooks the printer up to the network. You get a security stand for the tablet and a barcode wristband printer. So, and the above is also supplied with a power board. It comes with 1,200 wristbands to start with, and we also provide it with a 4G dongle for the internet. And also then there's $1,000 a year plus GST for the subscription to it. What's good about supplying with a 4G dongle is I can configure the whole system here in the office, send it out to you, and it comes out as a turnkey package. All you need to do is plug power in, and away you go. It makes it very, very simple. The other thing is it doesn't get tangled up in network changes or hardware changes. If you have a modem change in your office, it gets in it mucks up with all the IP addresses when we do the configuration. So there is a little bit of back end setting up of this system, but we send you out a turnkey package, and it's just plug and play. It's very, very simple. The $1,000 subscription a year is the other side of that one. Benefits. Well, so over the Marine Card Induction has been refined over the last 10 plus years that we've spoken about, specifically with the risk profile of our industry in mind. So the induction materials and administration processes are brief and to the point. We have close to 4,000 contractors now on the Marine Card system in Australia. We have about 40 odd sites with the access management system. Now the access management system, you would have seen that photo at the start. We had 10 development partner marinas that contributed seed funding to the project, and we're heavily in design in the project to get it up off the ground. So we've actually, this whole program has been designed by the industry for the industry. The AMS front end and back end is very simple, it's very efficient. There's not a lot of training that needs to go into it. We've had yes, we've had input from the industry, but we spent a lot of money in designing the program professionally, and we've also have some plans in the wing now of improving the product again, and that will happen over the next couple of years, where we'll be adding particular things to the system, and we'll start to grow it even further. Very easy for the contractors to self-manage their profiles. It's simple and well accepted. We're having situations now in Sydney where people are turning up to sites with their marine card and they don't have the access management system there, and they're questioning, well, why don't you have the access management system? So, you know, it's nearly done a 180 from when it first went in. People said, well, what's a marine card? Well, now it's gone the other way. They're saying, well, why don't you have the wristband printer in here in Sydney? So it's quite interesting to watch how that's evolved over, and it's become a bit of an industry norm in some places. Other benefits are, rather than sending updated documentation to each marina each year, so the marine card holder, you know, they're not very good, some of these marine card holders, at keeping information updated, particularly if they're going to multiple sites and providing their public liability insurance. It always slows them down when they get to the site. You know, a lot of them like to start early. So this is just, it speeds a lot of this thing. So there's a little bit of setup at the start for these guys, but once it's up and running, certainly makes things faster for them. The access management system, well, the AMS is designed to remove 90% of the human effort from contractor sign-in and insurance compliance management. That over a period of time will certainly add up. Venue-specific electronic reporting gives visibility on contractors' access. Searchable electronic records can be exported into PDF or remain in the cloud. You can see who's coming onto your site at any one time, and see who's on site at any one time. In the event of an accident or in the event of a problem, you have complete visibility of who's there and what to do. A few of those testimonials there, where Mum on Point, guy out there. That Mum on Point has used the AMS system every day with well over 100 contractors passing through the site per month. It's certainly streamlined the sign-in process. Staff find the system easy to use, and we no longer need to chase up contractors' insurances or store copies. They highly recommend the system. There's a few of these testimonials here. We can run through a few of those, but Royal Motor Yacht Club, Point Piper, we had the guy, couple there, Andrew Fenwick. Still online there, Andrew? I think you're there. So in a nutshell, what that's all about. So, I'd love to take some questions if you have some. I guess you're going to have to type them in. And Vijay has just joined me in here as well now. So is there any questions around? I think Craig's typing one by one. Thanks. Okay, so you can do the white card online. Are you talking about the marine card or the white card, Craig? Because there's two sides to it. You can actually go on and do just your marine card, or you can actually go on and take it to the next level where you actually get a white card as well. So you would end up with both. Let's get the white card, marine card. Okay, so basically, it's marinecard.org.au, and you go online to do the course. So that's for the marine card. Now, you can get a white card as well, which then that comes from a different education company, which they'll send you out a white card separately to your marine card. So they are two different things. There's white card and marine card, but you can go for the white card, which gives you the marine card. It's done through the marinecard.org.au website. There's a bit more of a charge if you want your white card. It escapes me, I don't know how much that one. But yes, you do it online. If you do want to do some face-to-face sessions for the marine card, we can organise that for groups of 10 or 15 odd people. So particularly if we're looking at going down to Victoria, we'll probably do some group sessions down there at face-to-face training. But we just need to arrange to do that. Because the vast majority of it now is done online. Did that answer your question, Craig, or did I miss the point? Glenn's typing one. Great, that's good. So Glenn has said, great concept, where we have a large amount of contractors and wonder what other experience the contractors card up to date. Keeping the card, well, I mean, keeping the card up to date, you've been updating their insurance every year and their dependencies. Look, they can do. I mean, I think any contractor that wants to just get through the gate and get down and start working and that thing is, they'll complain that it's time consuming. If they put a little bit of time into it before they went on site, they wouldn't be caught up at the gate. It's not time consuming to do it. It's just that the excuse will be that it's time consuming, but it's more time consuming if these guys need to provide manual copies or hard copies of their insurance and give it to each and every site they go to visit. If they did it properly the first time, and this is probably an education process that they need, if they do it properly the first time, it actually saves them time. That's obviously a mindset change for these guys that are keeping this up to date. And the other issue is because they only upload their insurance once a year, they're not in there all the time using it. So there is that problem, not doing it all the time. So 5 times a year they normally call and say, how do I upload my insurance again? I can't remember. So we help them out at our end quite a lot with that. So that we field a lot of phone calls with that type of problem. Yes, Renee, there is a list of marine card on the website of the marine sites that should be listed using AMS, yes. Andrew, the key log is something we're currently working on. I'll come back to you on the key log, Andrew, because there's more and more keys or fobs that are being issued out on marinas now, and this is on our hit list of an improvement that we're about to make on the site. So I'd be interested to see how that could work for you particularly. We already know how it would work. We've been talking to Phil there at Birkenhead as well about doing something similar. So I'll come back to you on that one as I get a little bit more groundwork done on it. Neil? Yeah, there's another one. So Neil's typing a question. Sorry, a bit of radio silence then. Is there any more questions anyone has? How does this fit in with the WorkSafe to ensure that all contractors have appropriate liabilities? The public liability. Oh, all right, sorry about the sound. We're using the boardroom today, which is a different sound system. And I'm not facing the microphone and I'm looking at the screen, which is what I worked out the problem was. The insurance that is loaded to the marine card holder's profile is their public liability insurance. And what we do to make sure that that's current is the first time they come to your site, they won't be allowed entry until your admin person goes into the marine card website and double checks what they have loaded up is true and correct. So it's only the information that they give you. So you need to go in, you'll see that they have a public liability insurance document with the expiry dates, what the public liability is worth, and it will be scanned in, and it's sitting in on their profile with an expiry date. So the first time that you check that, then they'll be allowed in on site until that public liability document expires and they haven't uploaded a new one. So it's every site needs to check it. You know, I need to follow that through with me, and maybe you need to come back to me. You know, you might need to come back to me with an email on that one, and I'll just see what you've actually gone through there. So you can send me an email there at shane@via.org.au if you wouldn't mind me. I'll see what I can find out for you on that one. Do you have a question, Chrissy, or? Renee, typing a question. Interested in acceptance in Western Australia too? Absolutely. Let me. I'll have to come back to you on that one as well. There's a different fellow that's been looking after the Western Australian side of this, who is based in South Australia. Renee, so if you want to send me an email, Renee, I'll get you in contact with Nick Parker, who's been looking after the Western Australian side of it. So you can just email me there at shane@via.org.au. I'll get that answered properly for you. Is there any more questions that anyone has, or you've got my details there? If you've got any questions, I'm happy to field them for you.
Okay, looks like we are done with the questions. Thank you very much, Shane. I hope we have given you a better insight into the Marine Card program and the access management system. If you have any questions or any inquiries, please do email Shane at shane@via.org.au. Our next webinar will be in June 2018. Do look out for the details. But before you log off, please complete the 30-second survey on the right of your screen. This would be a great help for us. I apologize for the...
Be nice in the survey though.
I apologize for the sound difficulties in the beginning of the webinar. The recording will be available in 4 days on our website. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.